What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a Demon Slayer inspired trap beat. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. So the first thing we're gonna do is our melody. So when trying to make a melody or implement a style, you want to make sure you have the right instruments or sounds that fit the mood you're going for. So I did some research and just picked some instruments that would help do that. So I do have the one shots in a folder for you, so you can click the link in the description or comment section. You could download the little one shots just in case you don't have any instruments like this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to drag in a harmonic minor scale, because that'll be the best to give us the vibe that we're going for. Harmonic minor. Let's do a C sharp. That should be good for our bass line too. Like a C sharp to D sharp is really good if you're not sure what to use for bass, if you have an 808. So what we're going to do is go here and let's make this real simple. So we're going to use the old trick here. If you're on this, if you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm about to do. So we start on our root. And then what we're going to do is copy this and go up 7 notes. So we're going to go up a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And if you want to just make it easier, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you make a chord, right, you could just pull it up an octave, right? If you have a suspended, etc., you could pull it up an octave. It's all the same, but this is just the quickest way. And then what we're going to do is just pull it over. Oops. Just pull it over. Simple as that. All right, and then remember our chord down here. Just pull that up. And then you see this note right here, pull it up. Simple. You see it's all coming together. So we don't need to spend that much time on this melody. Pull this down, make a chord right here, and we're just gonna copy these over. Shift D, and I'm gonna quantize everything. Okay, hold following. And then right here, let me make this a little bit larger. We're just gonna quantize this, or not quantize, but chop it. And then I'm gonna just roll these so you can see right here. I'm just rolling them. And make this one pop a little bit. And I'm gonna make the first one pop. Okay, I think that's good, and we can just copy it over. And then what we're gonna do lastly is just put this on our piano, and I'll just show you the piano. It's Noir. Yeah, just this here. And that's just to give it a more depth, so it's not super dry. So that is our melody. We're pretty much done with the hardest part. So now what we're gonna do is add our counter melody here. Next, we want to add our counter melody. So this is super easy. I think most of the time going simple is better. So we're going to be using this instrument here, and this is a common instrument you probably heard before. Okay, so we're going to go in here, and there are some tricks I could show you, but I think the easiest thing is we could just take the original chord that we had. You could just use the notes in between, right? So we could do something like this. Right, and we know it'll work because it's a part of our original chord, as you can see here, right? It's just not filled out. Right, and it doesn't need to overpower it. It's just something to give it more depth, so it's not like, you know, super basic. Copy it over. Right, and then usually melodies like this, when you add effects and stuff, it sounds really good. I think we can keep it low. All right, so that's our counter. Very simple. Next thing we're gonna do is add our bass. Now we're gonna go ahead and start with our 808s. So this can be a little confusing if you're new, because we don't have like a chord progression. But basically, the less chords you have, the more, I guess, freedom you have into like mess around with your bass line. But what we could do is do something real simple. We could take this. Okay, because this follows all the rules and stuff. Take this and pull this down an octave like that, and we can use this as like our bass line. And I'm gonna shift D just to make these a little bit smaller, and then pretty much just kind of throw it in. And then I have our melody bare bones right now, just so I can make sure that everything is in key, right? And then we can add effects if we need to. can play around with something like this. Okay, I think that's good. We can leave it like that. All right, we kind of got the point across. Now, typically with this style, like with like Japanese trap beats type stuff, usually it does sound this dry, like the melody is that dry. But I do want to add some effects just because my preference. So what we're gonna do is just throw some effects on. I just kind of show you what I did, and then we'll just continue with the drums. All right, so I went ahead and organized our little mixer here, and I just added some stuff. I didn't think we needed much because for this style, this is not needed. Maybe for like a verse or like a off part, you could add this stuff. So what I did for the mixing here on our instruments, just kind of level things out a bit. Pan these two instruments because they kind of take up the same frequencies. All right, they're very in your face. So I spread these out a bit, and then I put the piano a little bit more in mono. Just to kind of separate, because the piano has a lot more muddy frequencies, right? So kind of routed these all into this bus here, and then what we have is a shaper box, just a halftime, very simple. If you have gross beat, you can do the same thing. And then we have an EQ, and if you want to see the actual numbers for this EQ, you can. And I typically just do this on every melody, just so the drums can shine a little bit, you know, can come through a little bit harder. And then our shaper box here, we have a pump effect, so it's kind of give it a little bit of bounce. As you can see this right here, you can see that, and I'll pull this up so you can kind of hear the bounce. Oops, and then we can just turn this on. Okay, right, and that's an exaggerated version, but I kind of like it like this. All right, and that is our melody. I'll play it with the bass real quick. All right, so now we have a melody, like a high energy melody, and then our kind of low energy melody for like a verse. All right, so what we're gonna do now is do our drums. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and start with our hi-hats. So usually I kind of like to mute some of the melodies to see. I want to add something to the piano melody. I think that'll be nice, but I don't want to backtrack. I'm gonna keep it real simple and straightforward. I don't want people to skip through the video and then the melody's different. So let's go here. I think that's low enough, and what we could do is just add some little simple hi-hats. I'm gonna chop it like so, and then I'm just gonna right click, pull it down, zoom in. Okay. Just kind of reuse some of these. Okay, I think that's good. Go over here, and then we could just delete some of these. And over here, I'm gonna just chop that down, just so some variation. And then let's do a chop right here. Okay, I like that. Probably turn it up a little bit more. So those are the hi-hats. I think that's good. So we could just leave it there, and then we could just throw in the rest of our drum. Now all we do is just fill in the rest of the drums. So let's go ahead and do that. Very simple. We'll just throw these in. I wish there was an automated thing that we could do. I know there is one, but it's not like it doesn't work for like trap beats or something. And I'm gonna just right click, fill to next bar, and I'm gonna turn these up. We can use our rim and our clap. All right, okay, I like the perk. better. And then over here, we could just kind of throw in some of these. Okay, I like that. And we're just going to right click, set the next bar, just so it repeats. And I am going to edit this velocity just a little bit. And I think we can turn this up a bit too. Okay. I'll turn this down slightly. All right, I think that's clean. So that is the beat. Let's go ahead and play everything all together, and we'll play both parts. I kind of like the rim better, to be honest. No, we'll play. Alright, and that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.